Now on 767 News, Prime Minister Skerrit weighs in on Salisbury protest. 2015 national budget to focus on job creation. Lindo Park Committee advised to meet with Ministry of Sports on way forward for Lindo Park improvement. And in sports, LA Knights secure important victory over Ronald Charles Bullets. Welcome everyone, I am Tanya Green sitting in for Elisha George and you're watching 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. Join me for the latest news and developments coming up right after the break.
Be part of the excitement. Tune in to the Tanya Green Show every other Monday on Digicel Play TV, Channel 3. Accurate, dependable. We go where others have not gone before. We bring you in-depth reporting on the stories that matter. Tune in weeknights from 8:30 p.m. to 767 News, with repeats at 10:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. the following morning. 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. Only on Digicel Play TV, Channel 3.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, has given farmers of Salisbury the assurance that work on rehabilitating feeder roads in the Salisbury area will commence as soon as this month. The Prime Minister's assurance has come one day following a massive protest action by farmers of Salisbury on Monday, May 11, which resulted in major road blockage in that part of the country. He said while he is not appreciative of the manner in which the residents and farmers of Salisbury chose to communicate their concerns, his administration is prepared to meet with farmers at the soonest to bring an amicable solution to the problem.
We are not opposed to anybody expressing their concerns to the government or to any other entity. But the government's view and the view of the law is that these things must be done in a lawful manner. So when people want ministers to go and address the demonstrators, we cannot do that. Our suggestion to the people down there yesterday was, look, both the Minister for Agriculture, and the Minister for Public Works and the senior staff are prepared to meet with you anytime yesterday, in the Ministry of Public Works, so we can let you know the situation. And secondly, that the Prime Minister will be prepared to meet the delegation, including the Parliament, at 2 p.m. today, Tuesday. Following which a date would be set, for a town hall meeting or a meeting in the community of Salisbury, whether it's on the Farm Access Road site itself or in the town hall. Our preference would be to go on the site in the Farm Road to see exactly the thing.
That invitation, according to the Prime Minister, was flatly ignored by protesters. Prime Minister Skerrit went on to say that he was shocked to hear that some farmers were unaware of the Banana Accompanying Measures, or BAM, under which the Salisbury Heights, the Cahom Road, and Calibishi Heights were top on priority. Despite the ensuing protests, the Prime Minister made it clear that he will schedule a town hall meeting with the farmers to speak on matters affecting agriculture.
We will go down there and have the town hall meeting, whether they don't want it or not. So the government will go down there. I'm going to be out for the next couple of days, but as soon as I return, I would like myself to be there. For the town hall meeting, to speak to the farmers, not only on the Farm Access Road, but on agriculture broadly. So I will go down there to discuss with them and so forth. But clearly, none of us should condone the actions taken.
The Prime Minister said he has had his own frustrations with the BAM because of the delay in the European Union's process to get it started. Prime Minister Skerrit also attributed his government's payment of salaries and back pay to public servants last month as another reason for the redirection of state funds. Officers of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force on Monday, May 11, were forced to use tear gas and gunshots to bring an end to a major protest in the community of Salisbury, which sent many protesters, media personnel, and curious onlookers running to safety from the barrage. Some protesters responded by throwing stones at the police officers. On Monday, farmers and villagers blocked the main road in Salisbury, expressing their dissatisfaction at the lack of attention paid to maintain the road by the government of Dominica.
Send them!
The protesters said they were right to protest against the neglect of the roads in the community and access roads to their farms by the Dominica Labour Party administration.
Just half an hour meeting, we would like the minister. Just half an hour. The police come in and fight us. That's not right. We are peaceful protest. We are the peaceful protest. We don't come there for no violence. We don't have for no. Just the minister would like to see to happen. The minister have come to the half an hour meeting several times for the roads and the roads. No good. Say no. The police tell it to a violent demonstration. No. I hope I'm saying it. The police are attacking us. I hope I'm saying it. We have no arm and police have arms. So I hope I'm saying it. We have no problem with attacking civilians in different doors. I hope I'm saying it. I hope they are listening. All right. We have no problem with arms. All right. When we have been a peaceful protest for the past 14 years, 16 years, right, they came, this was public road, and they said that that's what they're doing for right now. They said it was very bad, they're going to help us. They have not come back. In March, the police and his crew came up the road, right, and they saw the condition. And it was so bad that they said that the unit traffic was soon. Up the road, they have not come back. Before the carnival, they come and talk about all our roads. They come and talk about all our roads, right? They come all our roads. And then as these, up the road, they are not assist us. So we are fed up with that now.
The protesters said for over 15 years their roads have been in dire need of repair. However, their plight have been falling on deaf ears. They said the protest was only aimed at bringing a solution to the road situation.
16 years, our road, we need repairs on our road, and nothing has been done. So this is the only way for us to make the government know that we're serious. While the poor people getting poor, all of them are millionaires. You know, the poor people can't even go in their garden, four-wheel drives can't even access the road again. And these fellas, they're not doing nothing.
Meanwhile, Senior Police Officer ASP Cuffy Williams said the protest was illegal and the police had to carry out their duties in clearing the roadblock.
We cannot afford to let the country to be at ransom by some persons blocking the road. By all means, the road will be unblocked in due time. It will be unblocked in due time. I must say, as I told you before, I am surprised by the action which was taken by the people of Salisbury. In order to solve problems, there are several avenues that one can employ, and I can tell you that the organizers of that protest have resorted to the highest form of protest to bring forth their points.
Despite the numerous calls by the police to unblock the road, the protesters felt they were justified in their actions to force the relevant government officials to address their concerns.
That boy can point gun at my family and I there watching, kill me and kill my family. No! People have come and talking to people, what's the problem? All the people say they want to see the minister. If the minister can come, stay there and guard and say it's nice, cause any disturbance. But you can pull gun, and we pull gun. At who? At people like you? Chinese block road to fix the road. Block the road to fix it. We agree for that. And the people there are peaceful, as you can see. The police quiet, they quiet too. If the minister come there and the minister speak, the minister say, okay, fine. The government have money, we'll fix the road in the next 2 years. If people say, okay, in the next 2 years, we agree. They'll leave and go. But in 2 years' time, but after 2 years, they'll come back again. Because they can't go to their farms. They can't see their children go to beg ministers to make prostitutes for money to go to school when they know they sent children to school before. All them farmers there, they will make more money than Prime Minister, and he knows that. That's why he keep the road bad to come beg him. And the people of Salisbury say no.
The police officers, following a lengthy violent confrontation with the protesters, managed to clear the roadblock late Monday afternoon, restoring regular vehicular traffic on the Salisbury main road. Since the incident, the community has been peaceful, although there were reports that the protesters vowed to continue. Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, has told the nation that the 2015-2016 national budget will focus heavily on creating jobs in Dominica. The Prime Minister made that disclosure during a press conference at the Ministry of Finance conference room on Tuesday morning. The Prime Minister indicated that his government will seek to undertake 5 major projects under the Citizenship by Investment program, 4 of which have received approval from government.
4 of these 5 projects have received some level of approval from the government. Of course, you are familiar with the range development that will be taking place in the Cambridge area under the brand name Kempinski Group, which is an internationally recognized chain of hotels. That in itself will bring tremendous positive attention to Dominica.
The projects, according to him, will involve the construction of an additional 69 rooms, bringing the total to 200. The second project will involve a 200-room hotel in Picard or Coconut Beach area called the Silver Beach Hotel, which will involve a joint venture arrangement, including local and foreign partnership. A development project in the village of Salisbury, to be spearheaded by a Dominican resident overseas, will also form part of the projects to be undertaken under the program. Another project being considered, according to the Prime Minister, will include the construction of a number of villas in the heights of Soufriere. Prime Minister Skerrit said the project in Soufriere is designed to help diversify the economy in that part of the country. The project is now before a technical committee for final consideration by the Prime Minister and his cabinet. The Prime Minister also reported that he plans to lead a consultation to explain to the public the scope of the projects identified under the Citizenship by Investment program.
If we can get these projects going on, you're talking about several additional hotel rooms in Dominica. And one can appreciate the construction, the jobs by way of construction that will take place. As a matter of fact, we'll be hosting a symposium with the range development. I've asked them to come to Dominica. And also the gentleman from Anguilla, Dominican Living Anguilla, who will assist the government in doing a presentation to the Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, to the DIC, to the Builders, the Builders Association, the Builders Association, and also independent contractors, to explain to them what these projects will entail, the quality of construction that will be required, because, for example, the range development would be at a 5-star level, and therefore the quality of construction must be at that level.
The consultation will also include suppliers of building materials. Up next, Lindo Park Committee advised to meet with Ministry of Sports on way forward for Lindo Park improvement, and Dominica to present a joint statement at 68th World Health Assembly meeting. More details when 767 News returns.
Shopping is a lot easier with Courts Ready Finance. Choose what you want from our wide range of quality products, and we take care of the rest. Courts Ready Finance's affordability means there's no deposit. There's no need for a lump sum of cash. It's flexible, which means you choose your payment term and you're guaranteed the lowest monthly payments anywhere. Best of all, it's easy. Easy to get and easy to pay. Shop at Courts today and get what you want hassle-free. Courts Ready Finance. Easy, affordable, flexible.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit says his administration is not opposed to any community-based organization seeking to bring development to communities. However, it has to be done in a manner which is in keeping with the laws of the country. The Prime Minister's comments came amidst concerns by his government and other factions in society which has opposed the manner in which the Lindo Park Improvement Committee has proceeded to bring development to the Lindo Park sports field.
Clearly, the government is not opposed to any community-based organization raising funds to address an issue in its community. So we applaud those things and we commend those things and we encourage those things. But obviously, the government position is that these things have to be done properly, especially where it involves state property and the alteration of state property. And the involvement of the state agencies responsible for those properties. For example, in the case of lands, the Commissioner of Lands is the one responsible for this matter. Instead of playing fields, the Ministry of Sports. And those entities ought to be involved in the process of determining what has to be done.
The Lindo Park Improvement Committee, spearheaded by Parliamentary Representative for the Roseau North constituency, Honorable Danny Luge, recently began excavation works on the Lindo Park playing field without official permission from the Ministry of Sports. Funding for the field enhancement project was sourced from the Australian government. The Prime Minister says a meeting with the Ministry of Sports and the Lindo Park Improvement Committee should be held at the soonest to bring some clarity to the movement on the improvement work to the Lindo Park sports field.
The committee has to be reconstructed, and our insistence is that a representative of the sports division ought to sit on the committee to ensure that the facility in its planning allows for unfettered access by the community, because it is a community-based playing facility. It's for everybody who lives in the vicinity and in the Goodwill area.
The Ministry of Sports, the Prime Minister said, will lay down certain conditions under which excavation work can continue. Meanwhile, the government is seeking to implement a new sport policy to address issues of access to sporting facilities and other sporting matters. And the blatant disregard for no dumping of rubbish signs in the city of Roseau and by extension on the island is an issue the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation is working on resolving. Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, Geno Jacob, says the corporation is currently on an education drive. He said through this drive, the public will have a greater appreciation for a clean environment, which is essential for the tourist industry and the health of the citizenry.
The more popular one is for the fine of $5,000 if one is caught disposing of waste in anywhere where he or she should not dispose of waste, or days and times that are not designated for the disposal of waste. That is one of the problems that the corporation has been having, in people not paying regard to those advisories. Although they clamor and say we need to do more PR, more awareness, but those advisories, they are in bold letters, a part of the awareness that we are putting out to the public. People are aware of those penalties.
Jacob said the corporation does not want to use the laws of Dominica as a punishment for individuals who disregard signs, as they are used as a deterrent. He said the public is of the view that the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation should be more stringent on punishment for offenders.
There's only a small percentage of people who pay disregard to those signs. Those signs say do not place garbage at a certain point of collection or a certain place, and we still see people placing garbage, whether bagged or unbagged, or other types of garbage, whether they are recyclables or white goods or other types, in certain locations which are frankly quite unsightly. For us, it is a problem because it defeats our purpose of educating the public. And a small percentage of people, we want to caution them that the corporation is taking a new drive again to be on the lookout. Not only the staff of the corporation, but getting Dominicans to be guardians of the environment, to look out for people who continue to disregard those signs.
The corporation's public relations officer said his department will be looking to use technology to capture people who disregard signs erected by the corporation to prosecute them.
Call the office and ask for a bin. We can sell that bin to you, and certain arrangements can be made with people who want to take it on hire purchase. Probably you don't have the full $150, but you can come down with some money, which we can have this arrangement with you where you can pay on a regular basis, and then ensure that you have enough storage space for your garbage. But don't use another person's bin. Don't give paros to dispose of waste for you. You know, don't be out of sight, out of mind thing. Because when you give it to the paro or the vagrant, he places it in a location which is not a designated point, you know, of collection.
Jacob said the citizens of Dominica have a role to play in keeping the environment clean and green, and this is not the sole responsibility of the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation. Dominica has taken up the task to prepare a joint statement for the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, at the 68th meeting of the World Health Assembly, following a trip to Barbados by the Minister of Health and the Chief Medical Officer from Dominica. It was during the trip to Barbados that Honorable Health Minister Dr. Kenneth Darrow, along with other OECS health ministers, chief medical officers and technical advisors, took the decision to present a joint statement on Caribbean health concerns. A number of areas of critical importance to health in the region were identified and discussed at the meeting, all of which will form part of the joint statement.
There are a number of agenda items that the region, the OECS, felt that is germane to them, that we must make a common regional approach to address. Some of those critical issues are the issues surrounding the non-communicable diseases, how it impacts on us in the region, the whole question of resource mobilization, and more should be done by the private sector to help the funding of the non-communicable diseases which are being brought to bear on the health system of all of these countries.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. David Johnson said the OECS joint statement will reflect an integrated approach for air pollution and climate change by the Ministries of Health in the OECS. Another important area on the agenda is a regional voice on the International Health Regulations, the IHR, a national legal framework which works against the spread of health threats worldwide. Along with promoting health security, the IHR also aids in minimizing the impact of health threats and outbreaks on trade and travel.
We have certain obligations since that we signed on to the International Health Regulation in 2007 to put certain things in place to address those diseases when they do occur. But the region, small island states with small economies, issue of finance, have challenges in terms of putting some of those, building some of those capacities, and therefore we need to make our voices and our challenges heard at those big meetings, international meetings. So the region will also be taking a common approach to that.
The joint statement will also make a case for increased support under the PAHO Revolving Fund Vaccine Procurement Initiative, which provides free vaccines for children in the region between 0 to 12 years old.
Procuring the vaccines are done under PAHO at very concessional prices that they negotiate with the manufacturers. And there are some challenges in terms of protecting the fund, and the region, recognizing the importance of vaccine preventable diseases, the OECS region will be making a strong statement at the World Health Assembly in order to assist PAHO to be able to ensure that we can procure those continue to procure those vaccines at concessional prices to small island, certain for small island developing states like Dominica.
The 68th meeting of the World Health Assembly will bring together representatives from 192 countries in Geneva, Switzerland from May 18 to the 26th. And that's it for the local news. The latest in sports is coming up next with Larry. Stay with us.
Shopping is a lot easier with Courts Ready Finance. Choose what you want from our wide range of quality products and we take care of the rest. Courts Ready Finance's affordability means there's no deposit. There's no need for a lump sum of cash. It's flexible, which means you choose your payment term and you're guaranteed the lowest monthly payments anywhere. Best of all, it's easy. Easy to get and easy to pay. Shop at Courts today and get what you want hassle-free. Courts Ready Finance. Easy, affordable, flexible.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. In tonight's coverage, we begin with basketball. The LA Knights were victorious in their matchup against the Ronald Charles Bullets held on Friday night at the Lindo Park. Bullets led at the end of the first quarter with scores 19-11 and 27-22 by the end of the first half. However, in the third quarter, LA Knights outscored Bullets 20-11 to take a 4-point lead going into the fourth quarter. It was a very close game in the fourth quarter. However, LA Knights were able to come up with a 2-point victory over Bullets. Final scores: LA Knights 60, Ronald Charles Bullets 58. Top performers for LA Knights were Rich Bless 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals and 1 block. Cameron Corbett recorded a double-double with 14 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 blocks. Roderick Bless recorded a double-double with 11 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists and 2 blocks. Top performers for Bullets were Ninja George, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist and 2 steals. Ronald Charles, 11 points, 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Alexon Langley, 9 points, 7 rebounds and 1 steal. In more basketball, the United Insurance Sharks defeated the Green Hornets by 6 points in the second game held on Friday at Lindo Park. Both teams scored 11 points in the first quarter and 13 each in the second, leaving the game tied at 24-all at the end of the first half. Sharks went on to score 32 points in the remaining 2 quarters, while Green Hornets put on 26 points. Final scores: United Insurance Sharks 56, Green Hornets 50. Top performers for Sharks were Jason Lee 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists and 1 steal. Garth Pierre recorded a double-double with 12 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals and 1 assist. Shalon Burnett, 13 points, 6 steals, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Top performers for Green Hornets were Jacques Collier, who recorded a double-double with 24 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals, and 1 block. Jevon Christmas, 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. Tillon Birmingham, 8 points, 17 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 blocks. In football, Ian Pinard Soufriere Spartans and Wayne George Academy are through to the semi-finals of the Dominica Football Association's All-Island League. Public Relations Officer of the DFA, Gerald George, has the details.
In the first match of a doubleheader quarterfinals at the Baffin State playing field on Saturday, Soufriere Spartans came from behind to defeat Castle 3-2. Kieran West continued his fine run of form when he scored twice for his team. Spartans' other goal came from a Castle player. Kerrison George and Cleveland Vidal scored for Castle. In the second match of the night, Wayne George Academy booked their semi-final spot with a 4-2 victory on penalty kicks over Newton Juvenile Academy after their match ended 1-1 at regulation time. Owen Murphy scored for Newton Academy, with Wayne George scoring for his team. The quarterfinals will continue on Tuesday, with Petro Caribe Point Michelle taking on Buster Warner in the first match of a doubleheader from 5 p.m. at the Baffin State playing field, to be followed by Goodwill All-Stars versus Exodus Boys at 7 p.m.
The semi-finals will kick off on Wednesday, with Ian Pinard Soufriere Spartans taking on Wayne George Academy from 6 p.m. at the Baffin State playing field. And in volleyball, the Dominica Amateur Volleyball Association DAVA National Volleyball League continued last weekend, with matches being held at the Lime Complex. On Saturday, the MCCU Sunrise men and women out of Marigot visited Club Olympia, where the women took first bunks, with Olympia jumping out in front in the first set. However, at the end of play, Melina Rivers' 13 points, including 10 aces for the Olympians, was in a losing effort, as national player Lauren Lockhart of Marigot came alive in set 2, propelling her team to a 3-1 victory by collecting 17 points from the game. Club Olympia's men could not field the team, resulting in a forfeit, giving Marigot the points with scores 25-0, 25-0, 25-0. And that's it for tonight's Sportscast. Tune in again tomorrow for more sports.
And that was Larry with the latest in sports. Now for a recap of tonight's headlines. Prime Minister Skerrit weighs in on Salisbury protest action. 2015 national budget to focus on job creation. Lindo Park Committee advised to meet with Ministry of Sports on the way forward for Lindo Park improvement. And in sports, LA Knights secure important victory over Ronald Charles Bullets. And that's all the time we have now. Until tomorrow, drop us an email at media@767news.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I am Tanya Green. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to join us again tomorrow.
Boom, Miss Sinai, it's my time to get on bad when I jam in at everybody. Come celebrate with me, but if you don't know me yet, don't worry man, we go take a jam in a party.